Welcome to your Genesis moment. Welcome to episode 2 of the Genesis Effect podcast. We're so excited to be back. Co-host TC, how are you doing this fine day today?
Hey y'all. I am doing well. We are here.
We are here. So episode 1 is still doing great. So if you're here first and you haven't checked out episode 1, stop, pause, go back to episode 1, and then come back to episode 2. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, all the things. We're in all the places. We would love your support, and we love as we continue to build this authentic, genuine community of ours here at the Genesis Effect podcast. Community is TC and I's favorite part. So do that, click the bell, hit the bell in the corner so you don't miss anything once we release it. Let's get into it. TC, I'm so excited to talk about the hot topic of today.
It's right up your alley.
With the recent news, no, not even recent news. This has been happening for quite some time. But we are in the FO stage of FAFO with the recent kind of backlash and boycotting, if I may say, of Target.
For everybody who may not know what FAFO means, it means F around and find out.
Absolutely.
Some people have F'd around or allowed their friends to F around. And we are now to the find out stage.
So I want to talk about what we see happening with Target, and that's the power of the black dollar.
I am going to admit something to you guys because we're a family. It hurt my heart because I'm a Target girly. Like, I was such a Target girly. Like, everything for Christmas, I got so many Target gift cards. Because everybody knows that's one of my favorite stores besides HEB, and Trader Joe's. But
Trader Joe's, girl, I don't want to get off topic, but we're gonna come back to that.
Yes, but man, it really hurt my heart. And we can see it now. It this time, not just the dollars, but it reminds me, the time in social media right now reminds me of when the black creators on TikTok pulled back and everybody was scrambling to create content because everybody else copied off of us. And we kind of touched on that the last episode. But now the clothes that they have, in which I know us as, again, we're the trend makers, we're the everything, we put some sauce on some stuff. It's not real saucy right now. It's, what did I say the last time? Sauerkraut? I think I said sauerkraut.
But sauerkraut.
It is very sauerkraut right now. But we have to keep going because they're feeling it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only Target, it's not only a big box store. There's a lot of, I think, consumers in general, and not just black people. I think consumers in general, a lot of consumers in general, are being very
conscious,
intentional about where they're spending their dollar, which I love. Yeah. I love this behavior because we're going to consume. That's fine.
Right.
Having the choice and knowing where companies stand, and a company that you still may buy from may not be, living all the principles that you like or support, but at least you understand that when you're purchasing, rather than them hiding it and just using marketing ploys to consume black dollars, because we know black dollars move the market, which is astounding, just by sheer data points on just how much we all represent from a population standpoint versus how much our money and our revenue and where we spend impacts the economics of the United States of America.
Right, because I was talking to my friend about it the other day. I was talking to her about my gift cards. And, we do have people of color who have their brands in Target. So if you have to shop there, go and still support them. The Tabitha Browns. I think there's a lot of black hair companies in there. There's even this cute little Baby diaper brand is so millennial. Like it's so cute. They have a lot of our brands in there. So if you're going to support them in there, because those brands, if it does not sell, it hurts them.
Here's the level of petty I want us to get on, though. Hear me out.
Okay.
I want us to go in there, if we're in there, take pictures of the brand, and then go to the brand site and buy direct.
That is true, but some brands, because when you work out brand partnerships with those type of conglomerates, you have to sell a certain amount. So some of those brands kind of shut down their website because they're trying to drop all their traffic there so that they can meet certain minimums so that they don't have to pay the kickbacks. You get what I mean?
We have to invite some of them owners on here so they can tell
Yeah.
us about that because my
It's a
petty
whole,
level is take a picture of the brand and
I
go
agree.
direct to the site and pay them the shipping and whatever and skip the middle person.
I completely agree. I am
Okay.
completely down for owning your own uh e-commerce, but some of those brands they have not done it and they've been trying to drive people there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And also I learned if you have gift cards, because my friend got on me, she said, "Friend, use your gift card because as long as we have those open gift cards, they can turn around to their shareholders and say, 'Oh, we still have this much in revenue because we have not used
Yeah,
our
if
gift
you
card.'"
have a gift card and you still need to shop there, please shop black. But if you don't have a gift card and there's no reason for you to actually be in there, just go direct to the brand site and buy direct
Yeah.
from the black owned brand. Because then that goes into our next point, which is the power of the black dollar circulation. And it's not new news. This topic has been peeled apart by educational philosophers, experts alike, right? So we don't need to peel
Make
back
the
that onion because there's no need to, because we know the power of the black dollar. But I want to read this. Power of the circulation in a community controls four key pillars of sustainability: food, education, healthcare access, and real estate access, which have direct correlation to both economic stability and decreased crime.
hmm
So putting our money back into our community helps us across the board, not from just whatever product or service that you're doing. It controls the key four pillars of sustainability of a community, which I think in this day and time, if we're not realizing anything, we're realizing that us as a community is how we're going to survive and how you continue to move forward. And so community, 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 I'm going to continue to preach that is more important now than ever and will continue to be important. And so I just want to highlight that part because I don't think people relate just where they buy stuff and how it helps us as a community, not just that brand, but just
as
how it helps us as a community as a whole and the ripple effect that it has when you internalize and circulate the dollar.
so okay. So it is so many nuances to that. And I want to add something. I'm gonna piggyback to that. This is from the previous topic. A good thing about the FO stage, people like Costco are winning. Costco is winning right now, and that's because they're being conscious, right? If you have to buy something, be conscious about it, which is what we're talking about. But it would be best if we matriculated within our own community,
100%.
because there's so-called say that our dollar within our community only cycles about 6 hours, which is sad. Where I think the
Not
last
even
time I looked it up, I
that.
think it's the Jewish community was 19 days
Mm-hmm.
and ours is 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And we have the most, almost the most, if I recall correctly, and I will go back and look, but we have so many businesses by us for us. Like so
Mm-hmm.
many that we can circulate that dollar within.
Do you okay? So let's give some free promo to some of our because we have plenty of fellow brethren and sisterin out there who have made these lists.
Right.
Made these lists. They centralize these lists. They digitize these lists. They've made them accessible. And the first one that comes to mind is the official Black Wall Street,
hmm
where you can have a central repository of all the black-owned businesses that we can shop. And I mean, the products are range, right? I bought laundry detergent. I haven't bought toilet paper, but that's the one that comes to mind. I don't know if you have any that come to mind, but Official Black Wall Street is one that comes to mind for me. My head,
I want to say, and I'm trying to look it up because there was a lady, and I believe she owned, I think it's called the Little Black Book.
yes,
Um, and she has like a whole list of people. There's so many people who are telling you like different people. I could tell you some of the brands that I absolutely love and I've worked with. Um, I'll scream her name from the mountaintops, but I love Lamique Beauty because when I turned 30, most of the chemicals and stuff inside of some of the makeup that had my shade, because I'm a little chocolate drop, right? It broke me out. My skin was like, girl, what is going on? And she has clean makeup for us, right? I know a girl who creates custom luxury shoe wear in Connecticut named Elsada Shoes. Like there's so many things that we can do, like, but if you go to like the black book, the Little Black Book, she has a whole list of people
I
who
don't
you
know
can
if this
shop
is the same one, but there is a Black Book Houston as well because I know we both live locally. So there's a Black. I don't know if those are the two the same, but I hope this gets people thinking and googling and drawing, and we'll add some more to the caption as we find them where you can go because there's no need for us to reinvent the wheel. These resources are already out there. Our job and our mission is to get you thinking about them and going to find those and tapping into those resources. And we'll reach out and try to connect with those persons as well to come on to better explain and maybe help us navigate the sites or whatever have you to understand how to recommend or get added to it as a Black business owner, etc. Because these resources exist, we just have to tap into them.
right
All right. Um, any more on our hot topic before we move forward?
now. We can move forward because I can
Okay,
talk about that all day, so we'll move
great.
forward.
That takes us to our next point is capital and funding and business right now. We know that there's been a 71% decline in venture capital funding to Black businesses.
That we barely had.
We were already receiving less than 1% of total venture capital, and that has drastically dropped. There was a huge increase in spike in 2020 in response to George Floyd, but of course, companies were advertising it and using it as a opportunity to market and look what we're doing and all these things. But when it when it comes to boots to ground, we're still not receiving those dollars. And so as we have entrepreneurs and business owners look to expand, grow, start, and they're looking for that funding, let's talk about that because let's be real. Um, we need funding. Funding is very, very important. I want to talk about that today. That's what this episode is primarily about is because we have to understand that while it's cute to say, let's go out and start these businesses, let's have these ideas and let's do the things, it takes funding to do so.
It does.
Yeah. And in any whether it's private equity, venture capital, wherever you are in your business journey, you usually start with family and friends, then you have angel investors, right? And when we say you start with family and friends, when you have a business idea, you typically start with a friend or family member. Hey, here's my idea. Here's how much I need to get started. Can you loan or let me have or invest in my company?
Right.
Um, and then after that, you have your what you call your angel investors, which I am one of, where it is less than your millions and millions, but we're giving you kind of ground thousands of dollars to invest into your business. But then you start to grow up as a business, right? You start to grow up, you want to expand and continue driving revenue, and now you need millions
Mm-hmm.
or half a million, right? And you start getting to these bigger numbers. And that is where I feel like as a community, we are kind of lacking knowledge on how to borrow smart, borrowing in general, changing our relationship when it comes to being in debt, how debt from a business perspective is not necessarily bad. So I know you're itching at the bit, TC. This is one of your favorite things to talk about. So let's dive into it. Borrowing and using debt and getting capital for your business in order to take your business to the next level.
So let's start with this. Guys, debt is not bad. It is not a bad thing. It is a self control thing. It is a discipline thing. It is a set yourself up to win thing. As so many things have shown, and we've talked about it, we are the ultimate consumers. We have to take that and wrap that thing up because some of that stuff we don't need. Some of that stuff we can think about doing it a different type of way. We are already at a disadvantage. We're 5 steps behind the race because we aren't getting funding. We aren't getting certain things. But we can use our debt to be able to get us to the next spot, right? So it may have to be a crowdfunding situation.
Let's explain. Well, first I want to tie in kind of what you just said. So when we're saying that you may have to use debt, or I'm sorry, having funding is a discipline thing. It's a control thing. It's a set yourself up for success thing. What what I'm TC, what I want to make sure that everybody takes away is when you have a large sum of money and you need to invest it into your business, making smart investments and decisions about where that capital is going within your business is what we mean when we say set yourself up for success. For example, if you have $500,000, you do not want to dump that all in labor. I think we talked about this. We hinted at this a little bit in the last episode, or within labor. So don't be hiring, all your C suites, and you don't even need a C suite. Don't go hiring a bunch of people or things that aren't going to drive your revenue. If anything, you get a skeleton crew sales team, and then we start focusing on marketing, product placement, product development, things of that nature, but you don't want to dump it in labor. So what we say discipline is having that plan, putting those funds where they need to go, and sticking to that plan. Don't take 20K out to go on a vacation because you feel like you done bossed up. Don't give, me, mom and them 10 because they need to hold something real quick. We're literally saying have a budget, have a plan, and then stick to said plan in order to set yourself up for success. This is what we mean when we say use your debt to help you scale and grow, but have discipline, intention, and a plan behind that for success, because all plans are not for success. But so I just wanted to kind of tie that bow before we went into the
And
next
I
part.
want you guys to think about this. Do you just have a business that you want to stay locally, or are you looking to scale? If you are looking to scale your business, that means nation, global, not just I have the best shop here in Houston or wherever you are. If you are looking to scale, you need to wrap your stuff up because when you go and asking these investors and things of that sort, they are going to be in your business. They need to know what your finances are. They need to know your I's are dot, your T's are crossed. So set
Okay.
your foundations up at the beginning.
So okay, let's explain what we mean by, because we are just like we don't know where people are in their journey. So I really want to make sure
Okay.
that the biggest takeaways that people get is what we mean by that. So when you are getting ready to present and ask for funding, you start off with your why, your story, your market differentiator, and how what your product is, why it's different, why people will choose you, and then how much you need.
Mm-hmm.
Those are your basics. Okay. This is not a master class on pitch deck, so we're gonna save that for another day. So what
Holler at
TC
me if you need help, though.
so what TC is saying is you when you get to your financials, you need to ensure that they make sense. Okay, saying you don't know, or how you don't know COGS, cost of goods sold, or you don't know how much it takes to get your product made and out of the door, that those are problems, right? And so you want to make sure you know the ins and out of your business, where every dollar is going, and if it's a wasteful dollar, let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of that step or that process that's costing. Let's optimize as much as you can. And what I mean by optimize is you need to reduce the amount of steps between product in your store or service to your customer, and make sure those are working as efficiently as possible, because every step costs money.
Cost.
right? And so optimization means you've skinned it down to the absolute necessary, but it's running like a well-oiled machine, right? You don't want to reduce to the point to where it causes friction and bottlenecks in your process. You want to reduce to efficiencies to make sure it's flowing as smooth as possible with the least amount of steps as possible in between beginning and the end. So that's what we mean by optimize, and that's what TC. I want people to land when you say get your stuff wrapped together. That is what we mean. You need to know the numbers and the way of your business in and out. They're not. You need to be prepared for every single question that can come your way.
Every. And just free tips. At the beginning, you guys are going to be like that social media trend where it's like the Family Matters song and it's like, I am the president, I am the CFO, I am the social media manager. Hi, I am the
Hmm.
admin. You're going to be everything.
Hmm.
And it will run that way. I tell people all the time when I set them up with G Suite, have you one email address and a whole bunch of aliases. And even if you say, hi, I'm the assistant for blah blah blah, because sometimes people will reply to somebody's assistant before them. Hi, I'm the
Hmm.
assistant for such and such and such. Just contacting you about this. Oh, let me get with my team and see. You are the team. They don't know that. So come back and say, oh, this is amazing. Yes, we'll be able to do that for you. My assistant got with me and XYZ.
Hmm. Yeah, which is when I have an assistant now, but when I first started, I was the assistant, the tax, the customer service. I do not have a product. I'm in people services, but I was everybody. And G Suite is magical. They not paying us for this, and they should be,
Cut the check.
but it's probably one of the most flawless business systems that I've been able to use. And granted, they're much better and they're different. There's so many platforms to get business done. I'm not saying that they're the biggest and the baddest and the best out there. Definitely not saying that. But it makes my life easy. It is the one that I choose to use right now. So across all my businesses, the nonprofit, our podcast, everybody,
Everything.
everybody's on
That
the
is one of
Google.
my staples. That is one of my staple apps when I'm helping people set up with their business. Because we have to make sure we are correct digitally. I am, it loathes me when I see your business at gmail.com. Um,
Nope, nope. Put a pin in that. Put a pin
she
in
gonna
that
stop me,
because
y'all, but that is one of my questions.
that's a whole nother conversation.
But
Let's circle
yeah,
back. Let's circle back to borrowing. Okay. So before where we left off, we were talking about going in, pitching, and asking for funding and making sure all your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. What do people need to think about, or let's have a conversation about how people should be thinking about how much money they should be asking for.
ask for the money, guys. Don't be timid about it. Don't be scared and say, "Oh, that's too much money." Because historically people of color have a very sticky, it's a very careful relationship we have with banks and money.
Hmm.
Um to where some of our grandparents probably still kept money in their mattress, right?
Hmm.
So ask for the money. But if you ask for the money, and when I say ask for the money, I'm not talking 5,000, $10, 10,000. 25,000 can take you a long way because you can set up marketing campaigns, you can optimize your website, and you can set up different workflows because thankful to God, we have AI now that can solve a lot of issues for us. So we can have somebody come onto your Facebook and set up a chat bot that sounds like you're talking to somebody. So
Wait,
that's
wait,
what
wait,
I
wait,
mean.
wait. Hold
If
on, before we get to running on scale, um, back to borrowing. When they're thinking about, you're saying ask for the money. Here's what I want people. Here's the key takeaway I want people to understand. Get an evaluation of your business before you go ask for money.
it has to be,
Especially if you're existing business. If you're a new startup, investors know that's a whole different can of worms. But if you are an existing business, I'm sorry, if you're an existing business, let me finish that thought. If you're an existing business and you've been having a product or service run You need to have a evaluation of your business. You need to know how much your business is worth and what your capabilities are before you go asking money. Because if your business is worth $10 and you go in asking for $1 million, that is not going to make sense. Okay. So once you understand the worth of your business, don't be afraid to ask for that money. But you are, as the business owner, have the responsibility to do your due diligence to understand how much your business is worth before you go out asking for funding.
And you're forecasting.
Ooh, child. Yes. So how much your business is worth today versus what you're trying to grow and do. If you're a startup, there's a different investment mental model because people understand with startup you don't have existing revenue or funds, or track record to show. And so it's more of an idea that you're investing into versus an existing proven successful thing. But once you're, so that's a whole different mental model, and you need to TC's point, start with your basics, your marketing, your product, having a strategy to use every dollar that you get smart and wise in order to get you to that next level. But once you're in that growth and that scale, you need to have an evaluation of your business so that you can understand what's really happening and that what dollar amount you're asking for can make sense because you can't ask for $1 million if your business will never make that back, right? Like, so that's not going to happen. But if your business is worth $1 million today and you know in 5 years it's going to be worth six, go ask for the 10. You know what I mean? Like let's be smart about what you're asking for. So I just want to make sure that our listeners, our community, walk away with understanding that depending on where you are in business will change what you're asking for. But once you start asking, know what your business is worth in order to ask for the right amount of money and then get that and then 2x 3x 4x that amount for your investors because that will be the biggest difference. You do not want to go walk in
At the wall.
throwing pasta at the wall and hoping it sticks. That is the worst thing that you could possibly do.
And that's what I mean. And I want to stress most about this episode. Make sure you have all your stuff together. And what I mean by that is, like she said, making sure you know where your business is, where your business can go. I always tell people to think about is there a model that's there now, right, that you can use within that to show them like, hey, this person was exactly where I was today, and now this person is in retail stores and making $13.5 million. So I believe that I can take a part of that market that's already there and more conscious, something of that sort. It has to be thought out. It has to be thought out.
Yeah, because you don't have to reinvent the wheel on everything. There's proven models of success out here. It's just how does it work for you? Do you want to tweak it? Do you want to duplicate it? Right?
Exactly.
There's a lot of space and opportunity out here for everybody. You don't have to start from scratch every time. So looking at your competitors even and seeing what works for them, I recommend that. Seeing what works for them,
Talk to
seeing the successes, what you would like to do differently or tweak differently, maybe, yes, but completely trying to reinvent and just completely do something different, that doesn't even make any sense.
work
Um,
smarter, not harder.
yeah, and so that leads us into our next conversation because people are like, okay, I would love to do this. I would love to get my arms wrapped around my business and really understand, but who can help me do that? And we had a great question from one of our listeners and subscribers on business coaches and gurus.
I have the question here.
Please
Um,
read it out loud.
the question is actually from the company is called Hair Nature. She is here in Houston and she has amazing products. It says, love the introduction and can't wait for more. My first question or suggestion is how to vet, and she put all caps, your business coach or mentor. Now that's the real scams on small businesses trying to go to the next level and turn their problems into profits. So I waited to the end of this so that we could tackle that. Within your funding, you guys already have limited funding. You know how they say, let patience have its perfect work, and you can tell a person by the fruit they bear. Unfortunately, there's so many gurus and subject matter experts and pay me $1,000, pay me 5,000 to get into my cohort, and I'll show you how to scale your business. And they're feeding you applesauce when you pay for steak and potatoes. So be very careful of these sort of things and these sort of people because that funding could have gone somewhere else. And some people, unfortunately, it's predatory. That's the best way that I can say it. It's predatory.
What are some tactical, tangible things that we can equip our family and community of listeners with on how to start vetting? So, is it checking their references? Is it okay to ask for client references? Is it looking at their success stories? Is it asking specialty in your vertical? Um, how because I have my own opinions, of course, but I want to make sure from you that we get out just your recommendations on vetting the tangible tactical
So,
things that our community can do
mhm.
to vet these so-called gurus.
So honestly, me personally, before I get a guru, I believe in networking and talking to people. So joining these communities, these pop-ups, these meetings, these networking events, also tapping into the SBA, getting a score mentor, joining different programs. Here in Houston, we have Baker Ripley. They have a great entrepreneur program as well. University of Houston have a share program that is free that you can join. There's a lot of free resources I will say tap into, but with these people, like she said, vet them by who are their followers, who are commenting on their social media. Reach out to those people and say, hey, I saw that you were commenting. Have you ever used them before? Can you tell me your experience with them? Google them and see what people are saying about them. Um, Actually go in and ask them for references, because some people can sell you a pipe dream but they have no fruit. Ask them to show you. You're interviewing them just like they should be interviewing you to see if you want to work with them, because it should be a mutual beneficial relationship.
Yeah, I want to. So, one of the things that I like that you're saying is gain as much free knowledge as you possibly can. Tap into the existing free resources that are already here, because then when people start to blow smoke during these consultations
Mm-hmm.
that people have the audacity to charge for, um, you're able to tell when somebody is blowing smoke,
Mm-hmm.
because these are basic things that are easily attained, and knowledge that's easily attained out in the out in the real world. So what are they giving you and what are they bringing to you that's unique, that's a differentiator that speaks to your business plan, where you are in business, because business is not a one size fits all. So if you're going in there and you're talking about expanding and growing as a business and you want a business coach to help take you to the next level, and they're not asking you questions about your current processes, optimization, what systems do you have, and looking at your internal business before telling you how to spend money to drive more business and fixing the things internally first, that might not be the best person to talk to about growing scale. So understanding and taking advantage of all the free resources that are out there so that you have basic knowledge, right? You might not have expertise knowledge, and that's fine, but you have the basic levels in order for people not to be able to pull the wool over your eyes so easily. And this 5,000, 2,000, that is wild times for me.
It
And I want
is.
and I want people to understand, business coach and executive coach, two different things. Business coach, executive coach, life coach, three different things. Okay. An executive coach is in the name. It's a person that's working on you as a professional, how you're showing up, how you're managing your business, how you're driving it as a leader. A business coach is about your business. That is what they're there. They're there to partner with you about your business to get the goals and reach the goals that you have set for your business. A life coach, the name's in the title. Okay, your life coach shouldn't be trying to be your business coach too. That's not, let's not do that. So when you're looking at these professionals and these gurus and you're hearing what they're saying, make sure it's not basic knowledge that you can just Google. Make sure they're giving you tangible, actionable items, and make sure that they really understand where your business is and the strategy and the plan for your business specifically. Not, oh, I can do this and I can do that. No, no, no. Speak to me in my business terms, in my lane, so that I know that you can really help me. I don't care about everybody else. Love a good reference because I need to know your ethics and your morals and your standards. How do you communicate? All those things. But when you're talking to me, I need you to talk to me about the outcomes and the business problems that you're trying to help me solve, and specifically talk to me as a customer, not broadly. So that's my 2 cents. You can tell I'm very passionate about
So
that.
no, you're absolutely correct. And the only thing that I would end with is some of my most fruitful and meaningful connections that gave me some of my Genesis moments were through
Hmm.
word of mouth.
Absolutely.
You and I met
Absolutely.
through a friend.
Hmm.
Use your friends to say, "Man, I'm having this issue. Do you possibly know somebody who can help with that?" Somebody always knows somebody, and they
Hmm.
can.
Hmm.
A lot
Don't
of
be
times,
afraid to
that's
ask.
more fruitful to do that.
Hit me in my DMs. Now, all the problems may not be free to solve. Now, there are some problems that's gonna cost you.
Yeah,
Okay, let's not go in there and try to get people's IP for free just because you know them. But there are some just, girl, let me help you real quick. Da da da
right.
da. And it's not just this. Oh, let me write a. No, no, no. Let's have a real conversation about real business problems. Some are quick solves, and some are no, girl. We need to think about this. We need to plan. We
Exactly.
need to bring in some
Now,
special.
I I will say we are completely open and our DMs are open. But do not try to come and get something from me for free that you would have paid somebody else for. Um
Somebody.
yeah, that's not cool. That
Hello.
that tells me more about your morals and your character than anything. So let's not do that, y'all. Let's not do that to each other.
If you would have paid somebody else 2x, and I'm actually trying to help, or someone's actually trying to help, and you can tell genuineness or
Yeah,
not. Tell people, don't try to do your people wrong. Um, that's not culture. That's not godly. That's love one another. Okay.
right.
But we're all here having a trade and a service and a specialty, and let's pay our people what they're worth. So, all right.
That's
I
what
think
we
that's
have
it for
this
today.
week, y'all.
Yeah, I think that's what we have for today. I hope you got some gems. If you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments. We love questions. I'm so excited to have you on this journey. Everybody, bring a friend. Don't forget to like and subscribe, comment. TC, any good words for our people this week before we sign off?
My head is everywhere. I was about to say don't stop, get it. But you know, we got this, y'all. That's all I will say. We
Yes, we all we got, and we
yeah,
got this.
we got everything we need is inside of us. Tap into it.
Let's tap into it. All right, beautiful people. Until next time.
Bye y'all.